each of the trilogies of Star Wars has given us some of the most iconic hairstyles of all time. So we're gonna take one of our leading ladies of each of the 3 trilogies and show you how to do a hairstyle from each of them. Hello and welcome to the Queendom. I'm Sarah Engel and today we're doing 3 different Star Wars themed hairstyles. We've got Padme, we've got Leia, and we've got Rey. These are all hairstyles that at some point or another I personally have done. I actually, embarrassingly enough, wore my hair in Princess Leia buns every day for about 2 or 3 years growing up. And we're gonna start with Rey. We're gonna move backwards to Leia with her, probably one of the most iconic classic hairstyles of all time, the cinnamon roll buns. And then finally move on to Padme. We're just gonna use our hair, some bobby pins, and some little hair ties. Nothing else, no special fancy tools required, and no extensions. Obviously, if your hair is different lengths, you can tweak it slightly to make it work a little bit better for you, but for the most part, you can do these with a variety of lengths of hair. You don't have to have insanely long hair like I have. So let's just get right onto it, and we're gonna start with our most recent. We're gonna start with Rey. The key with Rey is that she basically has 3 buns. Basically, it's 3 buns down the back. Nothing too complicated. So the big thing is you just want to divide your hair into the 3 sections. And so in order to do that, I'm going to just really simply, before I do anything with buns, just put them into elastics and basically do 3 sections of ponytails. She's got a lot of pieces that fall down, so feel free as you're dividing these sections out to pull little pieces of the hair from the front. It's also nice to have a brush with very bendy little bristles to keep your hair smooth when you're pulling it into these sections. In fact, I don't even think that I'm gonna do all the sections separately. I might just put them all in. All right, and then we've got ourselves a little bun. And now the trick is, here's the thing. She does not have clearly visible hair elastics. So you take the rest of your hair that's flopped down there and you're going to wrap it around. Most people don't have hair nearly as long as mine. In fact, this hairstyle is not designed for hair this long. So if your hair is shorter, it will actually be a little bit easier. And the nice thing is also about Rey's hair is it's pretty loose and not perfectly done. So if it's a little messy, it's actually okay. It works with the look. So now I'm just gonna take some bobby pins to secure your little hair that's hiding your hair tie, your hair elastic. Bun number 1 is done. Now it's time to divide the rest of your hair into 2 sections. Honestly, I'm doing most of this without even looking. I've got a little mirror over here, but I'm mostly just feeling. So this is not a super precise hairstyle. You just use the force. Aww. Time to pull out another hair elastic. These buns look about the same size. Are they straight? And wrap it around. If you have long hair, you can pin as you go around, so you're not just doing the pinning just at the end. So you're holding it in there as you go. And bobby pin it in place. Alrighty, time for our last little bun. And there we go, we've got Rey's hair. It was pretty quick, pretty easy. No extensions, no little donuts, no fancy tools, just hair elastics and bobby pins. And honestly, I did most of this without even using a mirror, so you can do it. Just use the force, Rey's is definitely the hardest to do if you have really long hair like I do, without them being a little bit big. So they're definitely a little larger than Rey's, but they wouldn't be for most people. I just have really really long hair, which actually works great for Princess Leia because she has really long hair, which we're gonna move into next. Star Wars hairstyle number 2 is probably one of the most iconic hairstyles of all time, the Princess Leia buns. All right, I don't even have a comb over here because I forgot to bring one over, so I'm even just gonna part my hair with my fingers. But the key to this, part your hair down the middle because you want 2 even buns on either side of your head. The goal of these is to make these as simple as possible. And in my case, I can do this with all just my own hair without any special tools. If you don't have hair long enough for this, I will link in the description to Hairgamis, which is just like a really, really simple tool that still doesn't require extensions. That's gonna give you a very similar look. So to start off, I'm going to make 2 pigtails to place where I want the center of the buns to be. I'm actually even gonna leave a little bit of this front part down because of the way her hair lays, it's not pulled straight back. And so we're gonna loop this into our little coil a bit later, where we want the center of that coil, and they're pretty low. You could even do this without a hair elastic and just do it with bobby pins, but this allows us to place them before we start coiling them, which should help us make sure they're even. It'll just make it a little bit easier. But if you're a pro, you can do it without even putting them in the little pigtails first. You can now adjust them both to get them as even as possible. Kind of play with them by pulling here and there. It's because once you start coiling, it's gonna be a lot harder to move them. So make sure your pigtails are in place before you start with your cinnamon rolling. So I'm gonna start twisting the hair now toward my face. And as we twist, just take a bobby pin to secure your twisting. If you twist too tightly, it's gonna look it's gonna have a hard time getting the volume that you need for her hair. So you can twist pretty loosely and fluff it up a bit as you're pinning. I think about now we can start to pull in some of that front piece of hair and keep on twisting. Once you have it basically pinned in place, you can kind of adjust it, move it around as necessary, and make any new pinnings that you need to. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Remember, again, twisting your hair toward the face. Alrighty, they're not perfectly even, but I'm also not really able to see in the mirror very well. So if you play with yours in a mirror that you can see, you can use the exact same principles to twist yours evenly. But again, apparently my force sensitivity is not strong enough to do this without looking in a mirror. But they're pretty cute. I would still totally wear this. Plus, you know what? She's been through a lot of galactic battles. If her hair isn't perfectly even, I don't think anyone is going to say anything. That's the least of her concerns. On to our third and final Star Wars hairstyle for the day is Padme, and this is her episode 2 Battle of Geonosis look. This is a personal favorite of mine because I really like her Geonosis battle look, and I don't know, I like it. And there's a lot of really complicated ways to do it out there on the internet. You can even look up like how they did it like in the movie, and it involves all these like fancy little coil things, and I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want to do this with a wig, with extensions, with little like hair coily thingies. No, 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 no. I just want to do it with my real hair and make it as simple as possible. So that is what I'm here to share with you, is how to do this a really simple way. You start by putting your hair back into a single ponytail. We've gone from 3 ponytails to 2 ponytails to 1 ponytail. There we go. 1 relatively low but smooth ponytail for the base of our Padme episode 2 Geonosis hair. And from here, it's actually relatively easy. Take clumps of hair from your ponytail and start to twist them. And you'll notice as you start twisting your hair, it will start to coil up in on itself. Start making these little coilies and pin them down. So it's so much easier than making like crazy hair pieces. All right, once you got your first one down, just grab another piece and start twisting it. All right, and there we have our Padme hair. And again, I'm doing this basically without a mirror, kind of trying to feel around so that we could film this in our little studio. So when you do it, it'll be way easier, way better. Just the main thing is make sure you get it twisted all the way up, especially towards the root of your hair. Some of mine are kind of falling down, but I can't really see what I'm doing, so it makes it a little bit difficult. Anyway, there we have it, our Rey, Leia, and Padme hairstyles. Let me know in the comments below which Star Wars hairstyle is your favorite. If you want more videos on how to live a magical life, make sure you subscribe and ring the little bell if you want those to come right to you. I'll see you next time, and may the Force be with you. So hopefully you can see this. Hopefully you can see this. It's close enough. It's like she's a scavenger. She's not a hairstylist. She actually has some pretty elaborate hair for somebody who's like a scavenger on a sandy planet like Jakku. I'm a plane.
Next, do a nice review.